Awesome. So, hi everyone. I'm excited to be here today among great speakers for today webinar. My name is Evans Edun. I'm a solution architect with Amazon Web Services. I have been with AWS for almost 2 years now. I work a lot with our public sector customers and specifically with the nonprofit organizations. I have a focus on security, so I meet with a lot of our customers about security. So within the next 15 minutes, I'm going to give you a high-level overview of what AWS has done with security. So we are going to be talking about on-prem security versus cloud security. We will then talk about the infrastructure and services that AWS offer to elevate your security on the cloud as a customer. And we are going to talk about the AWS shared responsibility. And of course, I'll take any question that you may have. One of the major concerns for our public sector organizations, whether it is a government, education, a nonprofit, and healthcare, as they begin to consider running their workload on the cloud, is security. And it is how can they ensure that they are secure in the cloud. And I want to say that security is as important to AWS as it is to our customers. As a matter of fact, security is top priority for AWS. All of the services built internally and externally are designed in such a way that our customers can maintain the security of their applications and their data. So let's talk a little bit about challenges that are faced with security on-prem. We know that many organizations, they face challenges maintaining and managing the security of their on-prem infrastructure. And this is due to two things. The first is going to be the lack of visibility. It can be difficult to know what resources and data are out there at any given time, where the data is moving, and who is having access to that data. Most organizations just don't have the level of visibility that they would like to have in order to maintain their on-prem environment. And we know that without visibility, it can be challenging to maintain secure infrastructure and meet data security and compliance requirement. Another typical challenge is trying to get rid of manual processes that are used to remediate issues. Manual processes nowadays just tend to lead to inconsistencies in execution. It leads to longer wait times that it takes time to address issues, and in most cases, it disrupts the customer experience. So one of the goals of automation is to programmatically handle those tasks that will otherwise be done manually by your IT or security staff. So the combination of both the lack of visibility and compiled with the low degree of automation compromise organizations' ability to move quickly and effectively secure their infrastructure. So organizations are forced to kind of a binary trade-off, right? Either they move fast or they stay secure. It can be challenging to have both. But with the cloud, it is possible to be able to automate many of the basic security tasks like patching, using the right tooling to help you to gain the visibility that is needed to accurately identify and monitor your critical task. So customers can use different security. Customers can raise their infrastructure, their security posture by using security and infrastructure and services. Let's talk about each of those here. The first thing is that you, as a customer, you inherit global security and compliance control. I want to say that AWS here supports several security standards and compliance certification, whether it is PCI, HIPAA, and FedRAMP. And I want to take the advantage to answer one of the questions that came earlier. Yes, AWS is FedRAMP certified. And, depending on the applications that you design, which Amazon Connect falls into, we can run those in one of our region, which is Gulf Cloud. So with those compliance, we help you to satisfy and meet your compliance requirements standard, whether it is in the finance industry, retail, healthcare, government, and beyond. So we take care of obtaining and maintaining the accreditation of the infrastructure. And you as a customer, you can run your workload with peace of mind. You are able to secure and have visibility and control. So it is important, like I mentioned earlier, to know where your data is stored, who is accessing your data. You are able to apply fine-grained permissions to be able to identify users and give the right kind of permissions to people within your environment. We talk about the automation. So you are able to reduce the risk via security automation and able to have a continuous monitoring. You are also able to integrate AWS services with your solutions to make sure that you can support your existing workflows, streamline your operations, and simplify your compliance and reporting. You are also able to maintain high standard for security, for privacy and data security. So AWS is vigilant about your privacy. So you are able to easily meet your data residency requirement. Choose the AWS region and that you want to run your workload in, and this is not replicated somewhere else. We do provide tools that allow you to easily encrypt your data in transit and at rest to ensure that only authorized users can access your data. On top of that, you can easily comply with data privacy and laws, control access to your content, as well as maintaining those compliance requirements that you have. Automation is a big deal today. It allows you to be more secure and reduce human configuration errors, giving your team to focus on tasks that differentiate your business so that you can innovate on behalf of your customers. Let me spend a little bit of time with the overall breadth of security services that we offer you. And I like to say here that a good security strategy is built in layers. And AWS security and compliance services allow you to do just that. So these services will mimic the kind of security that you will maintain in your residence, right? Let's say someone comes to your residence. Before you allow them to enter, they need to identify themselves as who they are. And based on their identity, you give them access into your house. So the same thing applies here. For the first category of security services, we have identity and access management. They help you define, enforce, and audit your user permissions across AWS services, actions, and resources. And among those, we have IAM, Identity Center, organizations that allows you to manage many AWS accounts. The second category is going to be what we call the detective controls. So think of your house, you think of your front door cameras, your security lights, your overall security system. They allow you to pinpoint and have an idea of what is happening around you so that you can take appropriate action. So detective controls allows you to gain visibility so that you can spot issues before they impact your business. It helps you improve your security posture and reduce the risk profile of your environment. Among those services, we have Security Hub, which is your central management for all security within AWS, because most of the security services that we provide aggregate their findings to AWS Security Hub so that your security specialists within your environment can quickly spot issues and react to them. Amazon Guard Duty is going to be our threat detection service. The third category is going to be infrastructure protection. When someone comes to your house, they first need to go through the front gate, the door, and then every other door within your house. So infrastructure protection here helps you reduce the surface area to manage and increase privacy and control of your overall infrastructure on AWS. Here we have firewalls, and we have the firewall manager that allows you to manage all of your firewalls within AWS. Also, services that protect your front applications against DDoS attacks and cross-site scripting, AWS WAF. The next category is going to be data protection. So when you identify someone as who they are, based on who they are, you give them access to some part of your house. There are some part where only people who have specific authorization can access. But let's say an intruder is able to access your private room inside of your house. Nowadays, most people have what we call a safe, where they put special document, private documents. So data protection is just a suite of services designed to automate and simplify many data protection and security tasks, ranging from key management and storage to credential management. Among those services, we have KMS, which allows you to implement encryption at rest. We have Certificate Manager that helps you implement encryption in transit, and Secret Manager that helps you implement security credential into your database. The next category is going to be incident response. Regardless of what you do, things happen. Incident may happen. So it is also crucial to have an incident plan to be able to contain the event and return to a good state, and have an appropriate response plan. Your security system in your house is connected to law enforcement so that when something happens, an intruder comes, they can be alerted and you follow a certain procedures. So same thing for incident response services. And among those, we have detective that helps you to perform root cause analysis where there is an issue within your environment. And we also have Event Bridge that allows you, again, automation, to automate a response plan to security issue that may happen within your environment. We spoke about compliance. If you want to learn more about compliance on AWS, visit the AWS artifacts on our platform. So we do have a large network of security partners and solutions. So as a customer, you can extend the benefit of AWS by using security technology and consulting services from our solution providers that you know and trust. Let me talk now for the last part of this presentation, and I will conclude about the shared responsibility model. So AWS believes that security is a shared responsibility between AWS and our customers. AWS takes care of security of the cloud. What that means is that AWS is responsible for protecting the infrastructure that runs all of the services offered with AWS. These include the hardware, the software, networking, our facilities that run the AWS cloud services. But as a customer, you are responsible for security in the cloud. And the line do vary, right? Let's say, for instance, you are deploying our server, Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud, Amazon EC2, within a VPC on Amazon Virtual Private Cloud and using S3. Those services are considered as infrastructure as service. And as such, as a customer, you are required to perform all of the necessary security configuration and management tasks. And we offer you all of those security services and tools for you to be able to do just that. As you can see on the screen, the responsibility of the AWS is at the bottom in orange, and your responsibility as a customer is at the top. But as you move towards more managed services like RDS, relational database service, or containerized services, you see that responsibility of AWS increases and also your responsibility reduces. What that helps you to do is AWS takes care of more tasks from you so that your team can focus on what differentiates your business. So same thing applied when you move towards more abstract services like Amazon S3, which is our sample storage service, KMS, key management services, or database, DynamoDB. AWS take more responsibility, and you as the customer, your responsibility shrink so that you can focus on what differentiates your business. So this is the breadth of what we offer for you, what AWS has done with security to make sure that our customers, most of our public customers, when they come to the cloud, they make sure that their infrastructure is secure. So this will be the end of my presentation, and I will pass it to you, Ron.